The island has its own magic. I don't believe that when people say it's a curse. I don't agree.
If you feel like your connection to the island and to the people here, like you will know. And I think that's what she felt.
Yeah. Sa lahat ng ginagawa namin ni Chris, hindi lang kaming dalawa yung involved eh. So we include din yung mga hayop din, yung kapaligiran, yung ibang tao.
It's like us and the world, that kind of thing.
If these mangroves are destroyed, paano na lang yung next generation? For me, it's really very important that people know the importance of nature, of not just the mangroves, but our environment and what it really does for us. Kasi it really is the one sustaining us.
Yeah. She said this. If Chris and I break up, I don't want to be with anyone anymore. She said
That's true, and I tell him that all the time.
Wow, hearing that.
Hello!
My gosh! So, from set to home.
How are you?
Hello, Chris. I've heard
to
so
see you.
much about you.
I'm sure.
She did. She
Yeah, I know
told
she
us.
did.
Yeah.
I saw your interviews and everything.
What can I say?
My homework.
Mahaba buhok mo. Alam mo ibig sabihin nun?
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, this is
Yeah.
such a beautiful
Yes.
resort home.
So this is actually Chris's baby.
You consider this your home too?
Yes, of course.
Oo, talaga.
Of course, in
Yeah.
so many ways.
Yeah. Did you stay here for a while before?
We did a few. We do
yeah.
not like this is not where we spend most of our time, but this is where we spend our most memorable moments. So our birthdays or like our like events like this. So yeah, this is the place we love the most for sure in Siargao.
Chris, so what was the inspiration of Maison Bukana? Why Maison Bukana?
So it's a really interesting story because the way my sister and I saw it, it's really like a fusion of both our cultures and identities. So the French culture and the Filipino/Ilocano culture also. So we name it Maison Bukana because Maison is there's a sort of a heritage part, and this is what we wanted to bring here. Heritage from France and like the established maison in France, maison of chocolate, maison of wine, maison of
Yes.
champagne. They have this heritage. They want to showcase it, and so that was the part of it. But it's also a home, of course. And Bukana here means the place where the river and the ocean meets. I see it also as a crossroad of flows and influence. And here, this is why we try to do it. We try to take the best of let's say France and the best of Philippines and combine it.
So I like the sunken living room. Why did you think of this? What was the inspiration?
Actually, again, when we designed everything, we were like, okay, we want this to be, able to accommodate people from outside and tourists, but also it has to look and feel like a home. And I'm so proud that most of our guests, when they leave, they're like, oh my God, this really felt like our own place.
Yeah.
And the staff is so accommodating and they really make you feel at home. So I love it because also the goal was that if you're here, you can actually still enjoy the view and everything. We didn't want something that comes out too much and
Yes,
obstructs.
that's so true.
Yeah.
Ngayon, walang obstruction. Pinatayo mo ba ang Maison Bukana when you and Nadine were together? Or this was already here and then
No,
you and Nadine
yeah.
met? So
There's
wow.
a lot of speculation on
Yeah.
this. No, it was really purely my family's project that we worked on for so many years. And then I met her here. So
In the resort?
Yes, in the resort. So there's
She was a guest.
there's something. So she wasn't a guest. That would also be maybe a bit not professional, but no, she was actually the friend of my social media manager, and it happened to be by luck that she was here on the beach on our day off, and I was just there, and my social media manager messaged me, our friend, and she said, "Oh, I'm with some people. We want to hang out." I was like, "Yeah, sure, come." And basically, that's how it happened.
And then nung nakita niya, love at first sight.
Yeah, it was like, you know what? My first impression was like, she actually sat exactly here.
Here,
Exactly here, and so we said hi. I was like, okay, cool. She sat down and she started opening her laptop and working, and I was like, and all her other group was like, we were having drinks, and I was like looking at her like, how interesting. This girl is like really working all the time.
Yeah. So he just said that. He saw you. He was like, who is this woman? She's beautiful. And you were working.
Yes.
So you saw him. What did you think?
I actually don't know, so this is interesting.
No, but remember we were introduced by the bar And then after the introduction, I kind of just went into the sunken couch, and everyone went to the pool.
That's what he said.
Kasi I had deadlines. Meron akong mga deadlines nung time na yun for posting. And that was kind of the pandemic, but that was around July 2021. So things were still kind of,
But the question is
What
your
is the
impression.
question?
No, I know. No, I thought he was
Good.
cute. No,
You
I did think he was cute. But then that time I wasn't really, parang hindi ako naghahanap ng anything. I just found him really attractive, but I didn't think any of it.
Yeah, it wasn't like a love at first sight shocking thing. It was
Yeah,
more like we
no.
were both in our own bubble, I guess, and then kind of like noticing each other, but also like doing our own thing. So yeah.
Yeah. I noticed while we've been touring, talagang nakapaa kayong dalawa.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Siargao are really
Yeah,
barefoot.
it's true.
Ito ba yung buhay dito?
Well, for a lot of people,
For me,
I would
for
say.
sure.
For you, for sure, yeah.
Grounding.
Yeah. Grounding. Wow, this is so beautiful.
Actually, we call it barefoot luxury here. We
Barefoot luxury.
invite people to really like get rid of their like CT shoes or anything. We want people to feel the wood, the sand, and like feel the water of the pool.
Yan. Ako na rin.
Please.
Yan. Okay. All right. Nadine, why don't you share? Where are we now?
Okay, this is room 4.
Actually, what we call it like.
Room 1. No, this is room 1.
Yes, garden view.
Garden view
wow.
villa.
Can I?
Yeah.
Let me
Yes.
turn on the lights.
Yes. Beautiful room. So, Nadine,
First
how many
room.
rooms do you guys have here?
So meron silang 4 rooms
Four
for the
rooms.
whole villa.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah,
this is
so-
the smallest room, but
Yeah.
it's also
Yes.
one of the really cute ones.
But can you rent the whole villa? You can.
Yes, you
But
can.
can you
Yes.
also rent per room?
Yes.
Yes, if you book ahead.
But
But yeah, because
Yeah.
we prioritize, of course, full house booking because it's really the concept originally. But we also love that couples can experiment this on their own.
Most of the rooms here in MB actually, magkakahiwala yung toilet tsaka yung shower.
Yeah, so
So
that's
this is the
one.
toilet. You see, there's a lot of natural
Light.
light, big windows, and then on the other side naman, the shower. Yeah, they have storage for your clothes, your bags, which I love actually.
Yeah, oh wow.
Kasi at least you can
Nice.
you can
Yeah.
hang your clothes.
So technically, this looks like an actual room you can live in.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
a long time, it's
Yes.
pretty big.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and ito naman.
This is the shower.
We have
So-
an outdoor shower in each room actually.
Ay, wow.
This is really one of the good
Yes.
features
Oh
right now.
my, look at that.
But I think what my favorite in the shower is this wall.
Yeah.
Just because it's so intricate, it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is made here, so everything you see, those
Yeah.
doors, everything is made by our craftsmen here.
Made in Siargao to?
Yes.
Yeah, made here.
Yeah.
Like here, where our workshop was there actually.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
Yeah. Ang ganda ng details that they put. It has intricate details like this one, the door.
Yeah.
The abaca
The floor.
rugs that are
Yes.
No,
oo.
but the floor you see that they're wood
Yeah,
and the details on the floor. It's very intentional.
Yeah. Word for Siargao.
Intentional.
So you are building a home in Siargao.
We have a house somewhere in town.
Yes, yes.
We actually rented that house a
Initially.
while back initially, and then
Yeah.
the owners decided to sell. So binili namin yung house along with the house na katabi. So we have a guest
full on
house.
renovation and
Na
yeah.
ganito rin ba? Mukhang
Solar
Maison
panels.
Bukana yun.
No, mas simple naman yun. Mas
wow.
Yeah.
simple.
Beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
look at the garden. And you were talking about the flow. You're
Yes.
right. From the sunken living
Yeah.
room, right away, it's fluid all the way there.
Mm-hmm.
I love this, by the way, this table.
Yeah.
Where did you get this?
So we actually made everything here on site.
Wow.
We designed and made everything.
In Siargao.
In Siargao, like
All your
yeah.
furniture made in Siargao.
Everything, yeah, pretty much everything.
Oy,
So
bravo.
my sister is actually can get the credit for a lot of the designs here because she's an interior designer by training, and so we actually designed all of these pieces one by one.
Oo.
And we had our workshop at the back doing construction. So with amazing carpenters from here, from the Philippines.
Neng, pakita natin
Yeah.
to. Because look at this, guys. So, ang galing talaga ng Pilipino. Chris could have gotten this, di ba? They make this in other parts of the world. Pero you really made it a point that it's locally manufactured.
And of course, it's like we got the help from local fishermen for the the weaving, because they work a lot with those ropes. So,
Oy, ang
yeah.
ganda nung sinabi niya, humingi sila ng tulong sa mga lokal na mangingisda.
Yeah.
Right? O, fisherman mangingisda. Say mangingisda.
Mangingisda.
Mangingisda. Mangingisda.
Mangingisda.
Mangingisda.
Mangisda?
Mangingisda.
Mangisda.
Very
there's a
French.
lot of words I can say, but I'm still
Ayan.
something like
Pero
that.
nakakatuwa, humingi sila ng tulong sa mga lokal na mangingisda at yung mga mangingisda daw,
That's a
yung
tough one, no?
nag-weave nito. Do people get married here?
Yes, we had a lot of ceremonies here. Yeah, a lot actually. It's not for massive weddings, maybe 50 to 80 max. So more intimate wedding. Actually, in France it would be a big wedding already,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I know
yeah.
here it's intimate.
Uh-uh.
It's so beautiful here. We can bring some tables and like lanterns and like some
Yeah.
hanging lights here. We can really make it really nice.
Tignan nyo, wala pong bibin sa gitna yung bridgeway niya and it really just crosses from room
It's
to
like
room.
floating.
Floating.
Yeah.
Where did you get that inspiration? That's nice.
Honestly, it was more like an engineering thing where we really wanna not have beams here. So they said the only solution is IPM. And like, okay, let's do it. That's it.
What do you call
I-beams. It's
I-beams?
EPM in French, but yeah, it's I-beams. Yeah, it's just
Wow.
the shape of the the I.
Actually, nakaka-inspire sa mga gustong magpatayo ng resort or private beach house. This is an inspiration. Okay, so let's go up. I love the stairs, by the way. Right?
They're
Is
also
it-
meant to be a bit floating.
Yeah,
stairs,
oo
right?
nga. And I like it that, look, you put the nylon ropes here, right? It looks natural.
We try to get the continuity of like design. Also,
Yeah.
it was kind of meant to replicate in a way what you can feel on a boat.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a boat inspired a little bit.
Oo nga, that's true. It is both inspired.
It's a
Now,
deck. It's a
Yeah,
deck.
you're right. It looks like a deck. Now, I have to say, this is such a beautiful ceiling. Tignan niyo po yung ceiling, oh. What is that made of?
It's definitely one of the highlights of Maison Bukana. It's our first and I think only bamboo roof of the entire island. So the actual bamboo comes from Palawan.
Bamboo to.
Yes,
lahat.
bamboo. 100% bamboo. Like
Wow.
zero any plastic or anything. It's just
Pero
bamboo.
kaya ba niya ang bagyo?
It's actually very light, but also very stiff and strong. It's probably one of the strongest roofs actually, because the nipa has a tendency to like lift, and as soon as it lifts, air goes inside and everything. This actually maintains each other with a system of like,
Wow.
it really presses everything down. It's a fusion of, again, like engineering and then Filipino craftsmanship. So, very important for us to harvest is the wind with the flow, but also the light. And this is definitely why we have those skylights. We want to harvest as much as possible the natural light because, of course, we want to be connected to the elements.
What a beautiful idea. Everything is flowing. Wind, light.
And everything here is, all the roof is part of our water collection system. So we get all the water for your bathroom, for the kitchen, for the pool from the rain. The whole thing is a giant rain water collector.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, ito, I like this,
Yeah.
Ang ganda dito. Dito na to, made in Siargao.
This is specifically made by the fishermen across the river.
Guys, mga mangingisda po, ang kanilang ang kanilang mga designers, creators, ang ganda.
These are actually crab traps.
A
And
crab trap
Yeah.
ito.
they've never been used, these ones, of course, but this is the original design that they would use here in the bay to,
Oo.
yeah.
Parang ano po ito, panghuli ng mga alimango. So eto baoto ng nyog, and then bamboo na ito, eto yung mismong trap for the crabs.
So it doesn't trap crabs today, but
Of course.
it is actually very interesting, and we did not expect that. But now it's nesting a lot of birds actually. So maybe you'll see them in the morning, but there's a few nests in there that we don't really want to disturb. But there's a lot of actually birds sleeping in there. So now
Oh,
it's a
wow.
home for birds.
That is amazing.
I'll try to.
Being in show business, right? I mean, there would be so many other guys.
Really?
Why Chris? Why Chris? What was it about him?
Yung pinaka nagustuhan ko sa kanya is that he's adventurous. He hates it when I talk about him. And just the
I
same
wonder
like
what
when
you're
he
gonna
talks
say.
about me and I'm here. No, he's very adventurous kasi. Tapos he cares, yun nga, like what I said earlier, he cares deeply about everything that's around him. And that's very, very important to me. Kasi ganun din ako. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
He has amazing taste in music. Oh, see, I mentioned it. Huh? I just really love you know, hanging out with him then. Kasi yung mga conversations namin, talagang ibang deep, malalim yung conversations
Because I have my own
namin.
version. Also.
Yeah. So what's your version?
My first, actually, I didn't know who she was, like I said before, and then I realized that she was famous. So I was like, oh no, I don't want to deal with this. Like, so I kind of like I didn't really try anything, whatever. And then I happened to be the next day. They invited me for boat trips. I was like, okay, fine. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I go there, and at some point we casually start talking, and then that's when I was like, okay. She's actually breaking the cliche I have of like celebrities in the Philippines. So I'm like, okay, actually it's quite interesting to talk to her, and then that's how it started pretty much.
That
'Cause
was super
I
funny
wasn't,
pa.
like, yeah.
Kasi before that boat trip, we had lunch.
Oh my God, really?
Should I tell? Sige na, tell na!
Go.
We had
Okay,
lunch.
fine.
Tapos I was with
friend.
with a good friend of mine, a really close friend of mine, and another. So ano kami, 2 girls kami sa trip na lumipad dito from Manila, and another guy friend. Yung seating arrangement namin was long table.
Her
and then,
friend and you at the end with an extra
magkatapat
seat.
kaming dalawa nung friend ko, yung girlfriend ko. And then the seats beside us were empty. Tapos yung friend namin na isa, nagjo-joke siya, o kung kanino tatabi si Chris, yun ang, yun ang ide-date niya. Tumabi siya sa akin.
So I'm walking in, they all looking at where am I gonna sit. Of course I have no clue. So for me I was like, oh, okay. And I don't know. I
So
sat
we were
next
all
to
kind
her.
of like, love.
Wait,
I
at
already
this
knew that I
point,
liked him.
Yo,
you speak French?
No.
What? No,
No, I studied for a project.
okay, but he told me you do.
No!
More than she will admit.
Yes, you
but
do.
Of course not
But I'm
fluent.
not confident. I'm not very
Pwede
confident.
konti lang.
Oh no! Ayoko, naiya ako. Naiya ako.
Naiya ka.
Ayoko, naiya ako.
Right?
The thing is that 80% is the funny bad stuff.
Yeah, that too. That
But-
too.
or-
Siguro sa kanya, pag kaming dalawa lang, I can say whatever, you know. And I ask him, like, anong ibig sabihin nito, ng word na to, ganyan.
No.
But if it's with other people, nahihiya ako. Kasi hindi pa ako ganun ka-confident. But
Okay.
I did study.
Next interview she will be speaking French.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Wow, and I have to say, when I came in, I was so surprised with the pool. Napakaganda nung swimming pool nila. Look at that. It's almost like parang may continuity sa mata. Oh, it looks so natural. Tell me about the pool.
Well, not gonna lie, this is probably one of the pieces I'm the most proud of because, well, first of all, it's covered with Philippine green slate, which is very rare apparently to use like a pool. I really tried so hard to find other example because most people import from Bali, you know, all
Yeah.
these things, but we have stones like
Ang
this.
tawag green slate, so hindi to tiles, bato to?
Sort of a stone that the shape into a tile, yeah. It's,
Okay. Oo.
Yeah, so all of our system has no chlorine. It's it's a salt chlorinator, so we don't use the chlorine that you smell and you use that like can irritate your skin,
Yeah.
which also kills all the bacteria, but it doesn't smell and it feels so good. I hope you can enjoy it soon, and you'll
Yes.
see. You can open your eyes. It's really for me the best pool by far. I don't really like pool to be honest, in general, but this one I really enjoyed so much, and people are really happy. And sorry, I have to say something important. The green slate here are, like you said, are stones, and then they're a bit darker, and we wanted
Yeah.
to keep that natural look of water. But the secret feature of it is that it actually gets all the heat from the sun during the day, and at night it diffuses it. So you'll see if you swim at night after a sunny day, everybody thinks it's heated, and it's not, and it feels really great.
Okay, what,
You can try it.
what is Nadine's favorite spot in Maison Bukana?
No, probably there.
Yeah.
Around the pool here, the perfect exposition to the
Yeah,
sun. And,
yeah.
for you,
What
but
do
there's a
you
few.
love the most about Maison Bukana?
The feeling of being at the end of the world, but also have access to everything and being connected with the elements. So as soon as you enter, especially if you're going to be barefoot, there's a feeling of let go. I feel like for me, I love that it's an example of where we can like reconcile those two things and not oppose them anymore. So I feel like harmony would be the right word to describe this place.
Yeah.
Ma'am, welcome back, Siargao.
Welcome back. Ang ganda, oh.
Yeah, very unique.
This is one of the mangrove-rich areas of
Yes.
Siargao. Okay, just how important is this?
Mangroves kasi, it's really helpful when it comes to biodiversity.
Tama.
Obviously, that's one. But what a lot of people don't realize is that mangroves are actually our defense system pag may bagyo. We notice that every time na may bagyo dito, or just the smaller storms, a lot of the boats are parked inside the
Yeah,
mangrove
they come
area.
in front of my place in here
because
also.
they're all protected. Yung mangroves kasi, it's a natural buffer to strong winds,
Yeah.
storm surge.
Yeah.
So it
absorbs,
protects, it
like,
absorbs
all
the
the
shock.
energy.
Oo, the energy, the shock, the wind. Yun lang, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know
Yeah,
that.
they don't. And a lot of
don't.
people cut mangroves.
Yes.
This is what we're trying to develop a specific sanctuary there and an awareness center because I've worked with a lot of scientists and NGOs that came here to assess, and it may not look like this, but this is quite unique and very well preserved. And I think there's about 18 to 20 species of mangrove in the world, and we almost all have them here. So actually, it's a perfect place for to raise awareness. It's like a living museum that we can have. If we bring kids, we can literally say, this species, this species, this species. Like they're all next to each other, so they can identify everything in one go.
Yeah. You know, Nadine, you are known as an eco-warrior, a climate change advocate. Among the celebrities, you're very passionate about that. Ano ang hindi alam ng mga Pilipino pagdating sa pagprotekta sa kapaligiran?
I guess based on my experience and
Yeah.
based on what I see, a lot of people really don't know how to protect it to begin with,
Yeah.
which is really sad. Because itong mga protected areas kasi na to, there's a reason why they're there. And the thing is, once it's destroyed kasi, pwede kasing hindi na siya mag-recover,
Yeah.
which is really unfortunate. And the thing is, for example, like these mangroves, imagine if this is all destroyed. Siargao kasi pa naman is a typhoon path. So, lahat ng mga darating na bagyo, dito talaga dumadaan una. If these mangroves are destroyed, paano na lang yung next generation? They might suffer when there's another calamity. And so, for me, it's really very important that people know the importance of nature, of not just the mangroves, but our environment and what it really does for us. Kasi it really is the one sustaining us.
Yeah. So, and it's one of the reasons that you love Siargao.
Yeah. Ang galing, ang galing.
Love Siargao. Diba?
I want to add also that
Yes.
I think it's a dual kind of issue because you can see that there's wisdom here in the fishermen, people living here, because they know, they've experienced, and they know, for example, automatically they will bring their boats here, like we said earlier. But at the same time, they don't have the tools to understand and to know how to fight properly climate change, which is
Yes.
looking at the future. They know about the past and the present, but looking at the future is really hard for people to realize that things are going to change and what is the most precious to preserve. So it's a lot of collaboration between the government, the NGOs, and the local communities that need to work in a sustainable way to find
I
ways.
think it's really also information. Like
Yeah.
people really, really, really need to understand, and not just, you know, these bigger, I guess, people in the government need to understand why it's so important. Kasi I understand that progress is also important, but at the same time, do we really have to make progress and let everything else get destroyed?
Yeah. You've built a life, Nadine, in Siargao. Was it because of Chris?
A huge part of it is because of him also. But funny enough that when we arrived dito sa isla, we were in the van. I literally told my friends while traveling, guys, I think I can live here. Gawin na ako. So I think it was really parang the universe kind of saying na, okay, here you go.
What was it about Siargao, Nadine, other than Chris being here, no, that gave you that feeling of home?
Definitely the environment. I wanted to be surrounded by a place where I could grow, where it's surrounded by greens, surrounded by nature. I have a life coach kasi, and we did a manifesting activity or session. This was, I think, around in April or May. And then I came here July 2021. So I wrote down, sabi niya, where do you see yourself in 6 months? Instead of answering career-wise
Yeah.
or goal-wise, what I
Yeah.
answered was near the mountains or the ocean.
Oh, beautiful.
Yun
Wow.
talaga yung sinulat ko. And I
Oo.
still have that paper until now.
Does being here ground you? Did it change you? I mean, being in show business, the lights, you know, the glamour, the glitz, the intrigue, you know, yun din ba ang dahilan? Ayaw mo rin nun?
Sorry, because
Yeah, sure.
it's something we discussed also before, is that we're obviously not just doing business here. Actually, it's almost, for me, it's like sometimes it deserves me, but like it's my second. But we also do a lot of like community work. We try to help the people around us, and I think this is also where what she likes, that we can see the impact of everything we do here very directly in the local community or like the environment. So I think it's very fulfilling in many ways. We can grasp the results of what we do, you know.
But I also really felt like home here. The island has its, you know, its own magic. I don't believe that when people say it's a curse. I don't agree. But it is, I would say, more of, it's magic eh. There's really healing.
It's also not for everyone, so it's like
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you feel like your connection to the island and to the people here, like you will know, and I think that's what she felt.
Yeah.
So this is Verde, your restaurant. Why is it
Yes.
called Verde?
Everybody thinks it's because of the color green,
Yeah.
but it's actually named after the mom of the original founder of this restaurant.
We're franchise kami.
I see. So
Yeah,
saan
yeah.
to talaga?
Puerto Princesa, Palawan.
Okay.
Puerto, the first one during the pandemic, and then
El Nido.
recently. It's actually one of the best rated restaurants in El Nido. We discovered it and we just fell in love with it.
The restaurant that we discovered was in Puerto Princesa because Chris, yung mom niya is actually, his mom's side is from Puerto.
Yeah,
So this is vegan.
Yes.
Alam mo, vegan can be very intimidating, frankly. Pag sinabing, oh, everything they serve there is vegan,
Yeah.
people will think, ay, hindi yan masarap. Di ba? Walang lasa yan.
I don't agree that when you say it's plant-based food, that it's not good. Kasi people think na if it's vegan, it's so hard to find.
Yeah,
You know,
hindi
if it's
totoo.
plant-based, it's so hard to find.
How did you shift? So, pag vegan po, bawal kumain ng itlog. You
Kumakain
can
ng
eat
egg,
eggs.
dairy.
Dairy, cheese. So,
oo.
kunyari, mahilig ka sa keso.
any animal product. Yeah.
Any animal, manok, hindi rin po
Yes.
pwede. Yeah.
Sabay kami, we decided at the same time. 4 years ago, siya, the next day,
Kaya
went
na.
plant-based.
Ikaw.
Ako, it took me, I had a transition pa. It took me a couple of months before
yeah.
I did. I remember pa, in the middle of that transition, I started training for fitness.
Yeah.
And then my coach said na, no, you have to eat. You have
Protein.
to eat protein. So you have
Oh.
to eat chicken, ganon. From vegetarian, kasi vegetarian na ako nun eh. From vegetarian, sabi ko, okay. So I tried eating chicken again and nag-break out ako, malala. More on pimples and then my back, all
Yeah,
the
skin
sores.
issues, but
I had skin issues. So after that, I went straight na to plant-based. And honestly, it was the best decision ever.
So the difference that the coach was saying, eat protein, but protein doesn't come from animal.
Only
it actually
from
comes
animals.
from plants.
Yeah.
And then the animals eat it from plants, and then they store it. But all proteins come from plants originally.
So Nadine, hindi ka naman nagluluto.
I do cook. But hello, good afternoon. So this is our kitchen.
Hello!
Okay naman kayo, Miss Jessa.
Hello! Baka mamaya guys, maging vegan ako.
Well, you'll definitely see the benefit and how good our food are. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. So when we opened, syempre hindi kami sanay with the restaurant business. Kasi for us naman, we wanted to bring Ver De Siargao because we want people to experience the food. We were having a lot of siguro challenges, and at
Yeah.
some point I was actually in the kitchen.
Wow,
So ako
ikaw
yung
na.
nagko-call ng orders and then making sure that everything was going on.
Plating.
Plating.
Helping with
Pero
like
2 years ago na
coordinating.
yan.
For a few weeks, she was plating, serving the food, preparing them
Yes.
for the customer.
So imagine how funny it was for people to see me serving the...
Yeah. They could see her through the,
But
the past.
because we were in a different location back then. So,
Yeah.
yung ganito namin, when pag sumilip ka, kita na yung mga customers. So
Tapos
people
nila-
can, people see me and they're like, Wait, what? He's the one serving?
No, it was the most critical moment where we really had to make sure everything is perfect. So.
So, Nadine, ano to? What are you making?
So this is the bang bang tofu. Bang bang tofu is essentially just tofu lang siya na deep fried. And then now I'm putting the sweet and sour sauce.
So, tofu has protein.
Tofu,
Protein
yes.
has a lot of protein, a lot of fiber, a lot of calcium, a lot of iron.
Yeah.
And it's a Korean kind of inspired dish, gochujang mayo.
Wow. Kasi ang biggest misunderstanding, pag plant-based, hindi masarap at mahal.
That's true.
Pero,
Pero hindi talaga.
hindi
No,
talaga.
plant-based is very, very good. I mean, it depends on, syempre, on how you make it din naman kasi.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to know how to cook food.
Wow. Nadine, the Michelin star.
Grabe!
Maybe one day.
Wow. Wait, this is another side to you, Nadine. Right?
Medyo triggered lang ako kasi I'm not wearing my hair back.
Yeah.
Pero tayo lang naman.
Oo. At saka kami naman po ang kakain niya.
And then we put this. This is the gochujang mayo. So we kind of just put it on top lang.
So the mayo usually has egg, right? The mayo usually has egg, and in this version, of course, there's no egg. But we just use soy and a bit of soy milk, oil, like in any mayo, and it does the job. But it's easy to do vegan mayo actually. And then just for color, sometimes we also use red cabbage.
Depends on what's available on the island, I would say.
So this is the finished product. Okay, so this is the
Bang bang tofu.
Bang
This is
bang
actually a
tofu.
crowd favorite.
Favorite
Lahat ng
na
mga
to.
nagpupunta dito, ito talaga yung pinaka gusto nila.
Made by Nadine.
Our bestseller appetizer, yeah, for
This
sure.
is the one.
Yes.
Okay, I'm excited.
Oh, this is the
This
famous.
is what Nadine made.
Yes.
I think this is the lasagna.
Frita.
Ito lasagna,
Lasagna frita.
Wow. Alright, I'm gonna have this. Try it.
May talent kayo
You can,
Joke.
you can,
Ah,
you
ganyan,
can get
okay.
the sauce off the around.
Tinan mo, ganun ka close. Just
Yeah.
These are just our appetizers, huh? Like,
From getting na rin.
wow.
Kala mo naman
Alam mo,
yung
ang
winner
totoo,
over.
it's quite filling Nakakabusog siya. So when you think it's plant-based, you won't be busog. It's not true. What is
Appetizer.
it?
My favorite appetizer.
so it's basically like a lasagna, like pasta that's rolled up in a
And
bucket.
fried.
And we have like mushroom, like a mushroom, how do you call this? Like a creamy mushroom paste inside with a bit of spinach. So with of course the tomato sauce and the olive oil, it's just a simple again, but very efficient recipe.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Di ba? Ang sarap, di ba? It's a different take on the lasagna.
No.
Mainit.
And you feel that there's cheese. So, vegans don't have dairy. But you still feel, you taste cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the biggest challenge in your relationship, both of you?
For me,
You had a health challenge.
actually, yeah, I had this health challenge before.
Yeah. Were you battling cancer?
Yeah, I
A
was
form?
battling cancer. It was a rare form of lymphoma, so the lymphatic system. That was definitely. So when I met Nadine, I was coming back from those 6 months of chemotherapy. So actually, he met me. My hair was a bit short.
So you weren't feeling your best, really.
I was still recovering. Now I can truly say I recovered, but the first 2 years of the toughest. So I was still recovering, having some, like brain fog or like forgetting stuff. So yeah, when I met her, actually, I didn't know exactly where I was in my life. So it was a bit like, okay, so now I'm with her and everything changes. because
like-
she's not like a normal person. Things like this year was a lot of changes for me for sure. Like
You kind of have a glimpse of what it's like. Kaya he didn't want to be, I guess, at first be with someone who was in the industry kasi meron siyang experience with his sister.
yeah, like my sister also did a few movies before, and then so I have an idea of like how it goes, and it's just not something I was looking for. so
Yeah.
so just like
It
my
was
first
messy also.
my first thing was like, oh, this is too much because I'm living in Siargao. I'm living, of course, this is
Yeah.
kind of like very different from showbiz. That was my first thing. But then I guess in a way, thinking about it, I was like in a weird place where I didn't know what I wanted, or if I wanted to settle down already, or if I barely launched my project. So when I found Nadine, I didn't expect at all to be in a relationship. And then I guess it just happened, yeah. And then, like, it was just natural, it just happened.
Sorry,
pretty
I'm
much.
laughing because I'm
What?
recalling
Iba
everything
version.
now.
Pero hindi ka ba natakot noon? I mean, he was recovering from a form of cancer. You know, to be in a relationship with a man who's been through that is
Yeah.
no joke also.
I didn't even think of that at all because I can see that he was full of life. He was so energetic, adventurous. So ako parang, it's nothing, you know.
Is this a part of the reason of the clean living for both of you? You live clean.
For sure. For me, it didn't connect directly to my cancer initially, but recalling everything I endured, because at the beginning I was 100% sure I was not going to make it. So for me, it was realizing the value of life.
But did you think you were gonna die?
Yeah, 100%. I was led to believe that I was gonna die within the next weeks. So like 100%. So I went through all these emotions, like deep fear, like rage, also injustice, unfairness. What does it happen to me? Like I'm not a bad person. I'm doing good stuff. I'm trying at least. So yeah, I went through all of these, and basically, it took me a few months after my chemo and everything. And I've seen in my hospital where everybody had cancer. It was a lot of them didn't survive. I know for a fact. And when I came back to my normal life, I just didn't really think about those until I actually saw footage of like the animal industry and the slaughterhouse, and I saw all those animals lining up and trying to get away, scared, jumping out of the line, hearing the noises of what's happening in front of them. And actually, this is the click for me when I thought like, okay, this is exactly how I felt. That was me, exactly. That was me like a few months ago, and this is the thing I would not wish to anyone, or of course not an animal also. They're innocent. No animal is guilty of anything. So I just connected with that, and I was like, oh, I'm funding it, so I want to make some change. And that's why it was easier for me in a way.
But Nadine, hearing Chris now, this experience, I thought I was gonna die. They told me in a few weeks. How do you feel as someone who really loves him hearing this?
Obviously, it was a really hard phase of his life.
Do you worry in the future?
Not really. I mean, I do believe that he's fine now, and the doctors did say that he's all clear, which is something that I'm really proud of with him. And he's a pure soul, so I do know that it's not going to happen soon.
I can see in her eyes that love is coming out now. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like things like I would say it's just his good energy.
Yeah. Wait, in an interview I did with her for Love Siargao, she said this. If Chris and I break up, I don't want to be with anyone anymore. She said
That's
that.
true, and I
That's
tell
the
him
code.
that all the time.
Wow.
In so
Tsaka
many
mataas
ways.
na yung standards ko.
Yeah,
My standards are
Yeah.
too high
Yeah.
already.
We really
So
have
if it's
this-
not gonna be you, it's like,
Oh, okay,
oh my
I guess.
God.
What do you love about Nadine so much?
Oh my god. Like we're very similar in the way we think about what we want to change. So I always say this thing is like, I don't think that love is looking each other in the eyes. It's looking in the same direction. We're looking at the same direction, and yeah, it's like it's the perfect partner in crime. If I must say for everything. So
Yeah.
it's just we're aligned of pretty much anything, and so it just feels so good and natural to go through life.
Mahirap lumaban with a person who doesn't have the same vision as you.
Kasi kayo aligned talaga,
Yes.
aligned. Do
Each
you
other.
ever talk about having kids at one point in your life?
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course we talked
All the time.
Yeah, no, we talked about it. It's definitely not for right now.
But I would say that's something that we're not aligned with. Because siya kasi he wants kids. Ako right now, I don't know if I want kids. So we're very different in that. Siguro kung may challenge kaming dalawa yun.
I think
Challenge,
for her
yeah.
just to like, I know what she feels about it. It's
Yeah.
like she doesn't want all the changes and everything in her body, especially or those things. So it's just something also I don't want right now anyway. Like, but I feel like maybe in a couple of years, like even if it has to be adoption or like something like it could be like there's a lot of like options later on.
Or IVF. I hope you preserved your eggs.
Actually, my stuff is frozen in Paris because of cancer. They do it automatically, like it's a thing there.
I love it. Okay. How would you define love? How would you describe the life you've built?
Selfless, mapagbigay. Kasi sa lahat ng ginagawa namin ni Chris, hindi lang kaming dalawa yung involved eh. So we include din yung mga hayop din, yung kapaligiran, yung ibang tao. Kasi before, I've already learned, love for myself. And I think the next step to that kasi is showing love sa ibang tao, to everyone else.
Yeah. Wow. How do you describe the love you and Nadine have?
It's like this idea of like a greater love where it's not just like looking at each other and then you have this toxic thing maybe, or like it's like us and the world, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, it's very selfless.
intentional. We try to put intention in everything we do. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, that's for sure. But we need intention and we need good intention, of course, in everything we do.